Could be a missed opportunity.
18.
It could be fatal now for Scott Walters. Jim McEwen, who's already had one match start,
Game,
will not
shot,
need any
and
more.
the match, Jim
This is
McEwen.
the second time we have seen Jim McEwen here at the Super Series in this series, the overall defending champion. But this time, he's looking a lot more assured. Kicks his campaign off with a 4-2 victory over Scott Walters, 88.08 your average. And coming up next, we've got Wayne Jones, Moreno Michaels.
Take out another ton topper. And here he goes again. Here he goes again. He's at it again. 1-2-6 in the opening leg for a 12th ton topper of the week.
Straight up the line for Wayne Jones.
Game, shot,
the man who reached the 2006 World Championship semi-final has kicked off his campaign here at their Super Series with a 2-point victory. A 4-2 success over Moreno Michaels, who will feel a bit of lag there after the disappointments on the big missed singles, the exact same that he was getting over in his Group A campaign. But we've got our last player introduced to you coming up next. That is Tonio Shay, as he takes on a man who's already won on that stage tonight, Jim McEwen.
He's been granite in this game, stayed with Tonio Shay, throw by throw, and he's got himself another opportunity. Tops for the 2-dart kill.
Game, shot on the
Excellent
fifth
stuff
leg.
from Jim McEwen.
Jim McEwen.
Finally, double 16
Jim,
is
you
missed by
require
Silverback.
12.
Late night darting drama here at the Super Series.
Game,
McEwen
shot, and the match,
who gets
Jim
the
McEwen.
win. Tonio Shay was excellent in that game. Cannot fault his performance at all. The last leg in particular was really good between two senior stars of this sport. There you see the numbers, both in the 90s. McEwen almost at 100. How good was O'Shea on his finishing? But the only time he missed the outer ring was when he was throwing for the match at it. And Jim McEwen just pipped him at the post and made it 2 wins from 2, which is exactly what Wayne Jones will be trying to do after the break when he faces Scott Walters.
Wayne, you require 116.
He'll fancy this. The 1-1-6. Kind of shot that will hurt his opponent. Needs a treble. Gets a treble. Needs double 18.
Game,
gets
shot
double
on the
18.
third leg.
Wayne Jones
Wayne
inflicts a big
Jones.
blow.
Wayne, you require 8. Game, shot,
But it
and
is
the match,
joy
Wayne
for
Jones.
Jones, who defeats Scott Walters. A 4-1 success for the Wolverhampton Wanderer. And that are the stats in that game. 87.25 the average for the winning Wayne Jones. 4 out of 9 on the doubles. Nightmare in that department for Scott Walters. A nice 116 checkout in there as well for Jones, who has made it 2 wins from 2, just like Jim McEwen. Moreno Michaels, Scott Walters and Tonio Shay yet to get off the mark, but 2 of those players going toe-to-toe after this.
Moreno, you require 164.
Is he lured in by temptation again?
Game,
He is,
shot,
and this
and the
time
match,
it was
Moreno
well worth the
Michaels.
gamble. Moreno Michaels takes out a blockbuster 164 checkout to add another enormous 3-figure finish to an ever-growing roll of honour this week. Tonio Shay goes down, had his own moments in that match, but the moment of the match was that stunning 164 finish to win it 4-1. Moreno Michaels now with 13 3-figure finishers this week. Remarkable. That might just be the best of the lot. He picks up some points. Tonio Shay still waiting for any. Jim McEwen and Wayne Jones, well, they've both won both of their matches so far, and they will go head-to-head next.
McEwen's been
Jimmy
teasing us to another big
116.
finish. Be his first one of his campaign. It'll be 3rd time lucky for Chucky.
Game, shot on the 3rd leg. Jim McEwen.
Spoilt.
Something similar this afternoon.
Jimmy
Kevin Painter
required
and Mark Durbridge at
40.
the top of the table at a similar point. Durbridge went 3-0 up. Painter hit
Game,
back to
shot,
3-3.
and the match,
But no
Jim
such
McEwen.
nonsense from Jim McEwen here. He wins it well. 4-0. against Wayne Jones, an average of 5 points more than his opponent, who he didn't allow a dart double in that entire game. Jones did get the game's only maximum, but it was a high finish of 116, 4 out of 9, and a nice 92.49 average in that 4-0 win for McEwen, who makes it a hat-trick. Moreno Michaels takes on Scott Walters when we return.
It was a slow start to the leg for Walters, but oh my. I was just going to say he's played himself into
22.
it, and he's made 2 howling
Moreno,
errors
you
there.
require 90.
The 74, and he's not even left himself on a double.
Well, it's an error for his opponent, but he puts it right and gets a go at a double and
Game
hits
shot
a
on the
double.
first leg. Moreno
Well, that punishment was
Michaels.
almost worse than if he just took it out in a couple of darts
He
remaining
requires 62.
for what's been scored.
Like he didn't want to break his flow or his rhythm there, wasn't it? Going to get a dart or double this time, though.
Game
After
shot on the
making
third
a mess on the
leg.
setup play.
Scott
We'll
Walters.
be delighted.
Moreno, you require 20.
So, for 4-1,
Game
and that's
shot.
it. Moreno
and the
Michaels
match. Moreno
does make it a
Michaels.
couple of wins. Scott Walters was pretty woeful in that one, and he knows it. Exits the stage quickly. It's Moreno Michaels who picks up a very strong win for his second victory of the night. 4-1 he wins. Coming next, it's Wayne Jones against Tonio Shay.
Tony, you require
Smart thinking from
101.
Jones just to leave a slightly more favourable finish. But it may not matter. O'Shea aims at double 16, hits
Game
double
shot,
16
and the match.
picks up a first
Tony
win
O'Shea.
of his campaign at the Super Series this week. Silverback gives Wayne Jones a pat on the back, but he deserves one himself. A 4-2 success for Tony O'Shea in that one. The doubling is what won it there. 4 out of 7 on the outer ring, all culminating in that 101 checkout to win the game and pick up the points. And he could get more. He takes on Scott Walters in the last game of the night, but before that, Moreno Michaels takes on Jim McEwan.
He could do it again.
Game
Oh,
shot
he's
on the
done
first
another.
leg. Moreno Michaels. 140.
Oh my, McEwan's going to join in.
Game shot on the second leg. Jim McEwan.
To blow the group wide open.
Game shot.
Well, it looked like
and the
Jim
match.
McEwan was going to run
Moreno
away with things here
Michaels.
tonight and leave here top of the table instead. Moreno Michaels jump frogs and goes to the top of the table. He will be leading the top. 6 points, 7 legs. He goes in overnight. Tony O'Shea, Scott Walters coming up next.
Tony O'Shea will be back with 3 darts in hand and double 16 in front of him to make it a pretty productive night.
80. Tony required 32. Game
And it's
shot.
Ole
and the
O'Shea
match.
as Tony takes it out.
O'Shea.
The 4-2 success over Scott Walters has had a really difficult evening, and nice to see that touch from Tony O'Shea there, just putting a arm of friendship around his opponent who has struggled tonight. That is obvious to see. Tony O'Shea, though, well, he will be very pleased with his evening's work. Managed to pick up 2 wins, 2 from the last 3 matches that were played this evening as well. 4-2 successes against both Wayne Jones and Scott Walters, meaning that O'Shea is firmly in the mix. As for Walters, it's a long way back. No wins from 4 games. He's bottom of the table. But Tony O'Shea, he's only 2 points off the top after that closing victory, making it 2 wins for the Silverback tonight.
Yeah, we weren't sure what to expect tonight, were we, from Tony O'Shea? What have you made of his night overall? Because it's been a bit up and down, but more up than down.
Brilliant. He's in a qualifying position overnight, and I think when we first came here, he'd been delighted with that. I think he probably just came here thinking, I just want to play well or feel good. He's not been playing anything like that on the various tours that we've seen, and to come out with 2 victories and to push Jim McEwan the way he did, really good night for Tony O'Shea. I'd like to see him now go and back that up tomorrow as well.
Yeah, only one below par performance from him, but the way that he regrouped to perform like he did against Walters in that final match, very impressive indeed. Let's have a look then, a recap of all 10 results tonight. Jim McEwan got off to a winning start, a 4-2 success over Scott Walters. Walters, his night was pretty much summed up in that opening match, wasn't it? Because he had darts at double 10 to force a decider in that one, wasn't able to do so, and Jim McEwan made him pay. But the surprising result perhaps was Jim McEwan going down 4-1 in his final match because of the level that he'd produced up to that point.
Jim McEwan's been brilliant up until that point, like you say, and he just didn't seem to put a foot wrong. But nor is Moreno Michaels tonight. He has been brilliant tonight. He's took everything out when the opportunities have presented themselves, continues to just hit these tumblers checkouts, and that's just going to give him confidence. When you've got a secret weapon like that in the pocket, you never know when it's going to come out, and the opponents will be very well aware of that as well. A lot of the players will watch these games back. They'll be aware of the stats that he's producing, and we've asked for Moreno Michaels to stand up all week. Looks like he's chose tonight.
Yeah, it's quite interesting though, isn't it? We've just seen the 164, the 116 there as well. We've seen some sublime performances. We've seen some surprises. As you said, no shocks at all with the finishes that McEl's has taken out this evening. But his overall performance level, I do still feel like there's something in there. He's still holding something back.
I think that's from what we expect of his time when he was making World Championships. He's played in 3 World Championships on both codes. So we'll have higher expectations of him due to his CV, but we've also got to remember he doesn't play a lot of darts at this sort of level now. So he's going to have that sort of wavering in terms of performance. But I do agree, like, there's going to be a moment he puts back-to-back games in, and maybe that's going to be on Saturday night. Maybe this sort of just group format is not bringing the best out in him, and on Saturday when it's knockout and it means the most, that's when you need to time it.
And just taking it back to Jim McEwan for a second, because you were here when he was last at the Super Series for his Week 3 campaign. What are the main differences you've noticed in his game this evening?
Focus. Focus and determination. When he was here last time, he was very distracted. He was looking around the room, he was looking at his darts, he was looking at his hand, he was looking everywhere. Tonight it's just been darts and board. Very focused, very determined, and playing it like a champion rather than someone who's up here. He almost looked like a contest winner last time he was here. He was that sort of distracted and that sort of getting on his own back. He's stuck to the task, and he'll be happy with 6 points.
Yeah, he certainly looked like the champion that he is, Jim McEwan. Let's have a look then. Confirmation of the league standings at the halfway point in Group B. Moreno, McEl's and Jim McEwan joint on 6 points, but it is Moreno who's top because of his superior leg difference. Then, as we've just been discussing, Tonio Shay is in a qualifying spot at the moment. He's joint on 4 points with Wayne Jones. Scott Walters, though, a word on him because he's not picked up any points tonight. I heard him say as he walked off the stage tonight, it is what it is and it will be what it will be tomorrow night. But hardly ideal prep going to the Challenge Tour.
No, not at all. And when he looks ahead as well and he sees Tonio Shay and Wayne Jones on 4 points, they have to play each other. So them qualifying positions are going to be at least 6 points. He can only make 8, and that's if he goes through the card tomorrow. So that is his only choice. He's going to have to literally go through the card tomorrow. If he loses one game, he'll be out.
Yeah, 5 spots still to be filled for Saturday's finals night. Tomorrow afternoon, make sure you join us from 1 p.m. when we reach the conclusion of Group C. And at the moment, it's Flash Mark Dudbridge, who sits pretty at the top of the league standings, having gone through the card this afternoon.
Might not have long in this match the way he's been playing. He's been very dominant, Mark Dudbridge. He's been very assertive on these kinds of finishes, and there's another one. The bullseye for Dudbridge. And that's what he gets. What a shot that is, and what a moment that might be. Each match has rattled along nicely as well. This finish is rattling along nicely. Double 10. Oh, brilliant from Mark Dudbridge. Nice. The double, in the double. And Mark Dudbridge bends off the fight back.